So in the last lecture we finished till the body. In this lecture we will see how we can make the hands and the shoes. So we can start with the shoes. I'll go to the side view. Okay, so for the shoes I'm going to use a separate cube. So create a cube, put it somewhere there. Now for shoes, you can generally, for any kind of shoes or leg area that you're making, you can keep this as a common logic. You just have to make two extrudes. One extrudes up and one extrudes to the front. I'll make it a little smaller. So I'll make one extrude from the top going up. I'll scale it down a little bit. Okay, and another extrude that goes to the front. Okay, now we just have to tweak the shape. So I'll just pull this out. Now this picture is not exactly aligned, so I'm just going to do it slightly different from the picture because it's not straight. Pull this little down. Now since you can see that there's a bend that is coming here, we will add an edge loop here. You can choose connect components. I will pull this down, keep this somewhere there. Now since just to get the shape right, we can add more edge loops. Connect components, pull this up. Okay, I think the overall shape is good. Let's go ahead and smooth it and see how that looks. Now you can see that the base is not flat, it's more rounded shape. So let's, in order to make it flat, we can just add an edge loop just in the bottom. Insert edge loop tool. So add an edge loop there. Now let's see how that comes out. Select, press 3. That looks nice. Now just depending on how much detail you want to have, you can add edge loops wherever you need. I will add one here vertically like so. Okay, now I can just pull these things a little back just to get this round shape. I can also pull these center ones up. I can pull these ones back. 2, 3. Or maybe I can push these ones forward. So you can basically tweak the shape to your requirement. Might want to push this further down. Okay, now finally I'll just make one more extrude from this upwards for the leg. Press 4, select these two faces, extrude, extrude up. Make it a little smaller. Just to get that shape right. And we can even delete the inside one if you want, so that it will maintain the shape better. Smooth this out. Press 3. Okay. So that's the leg. We can take a look. I think maybe I'll just make it a little more bigger for these pants, or I can simply add one more edge loop there towards the end just to maintain that big size. Because it's becoming too small when I smooth it. I think that's good enough. If you still want to bring it down, you can just bring these 2 points down so that it has a little curvy shape. Okay, so that's the shoes. We can make a duplicate of it from the front view to the other side. Select it. Make sure that the pivot point is in the center. Press insert key, move it to the center. You can press X to snap it to the grid. And now I can do edit, duplicate special, make sure that it is instance and Z axis is the mirror axis, -1, duplicate. So we get the shoes in both the legs. Next up is the hand. So as you can see, there are, I think, 4 fingers here, or 3 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 fingers and a thumb. So let's go to the top view. We'll have to create the hands here. So I'll create a cube, bring it out. Okay, I'll have to pull it up somewhere there. Push it out, scale it small, keep it there. Okay, I will have to make it thinner. Okay, maybe a little. I think something like that is good enough. Okay, I will just push this inside a bit more. Okay, so I'll just add some edges here. Pull these 2 points up. I'll take the insert edge loop tool. I will have to add 1, 2, and 3. I will have to place them evenly. The last one I can actually pull this out. Okay, so I'll make 1 finger, and from that I can create the rest of them. Extrude, pull it out. Now we can actually pull it out to the total distance. So I can pull it till here, for example. We can make it smaller at the end, pull it slightly up. Okay, now we'll add the bending areas here, and keep in mind every place where you have a bending area you should have at least 3 edge loops. So I'll start by defining the bending area. So let's say insert edge loop tool, start one here and the second one here. Okay, so let's go ahead and insert edge loops between them. There's also an easier way to do that. There's a tool called offset edge loop tool. So what that will do is it will basically add 2 edges, one before and one after. So all I have to do is click on this edge loop and find the sweet spot. Okay, there. In the same way here, okay, there you go. And now what I can do is I can just select these middle one, scale it down a little, pull it up a little. Now for highly detailed model we will have to do a lot of things. For this one we can just leave it like that and see how that looks. Okay, that's not too bad. And I can just select this bottom ones and scale it down a little. Select all these faces, scale it down a little. Okay, and at this end I can just pull this up, push it a little back, because we're not going to have any fingers or something. We can just add one edge loop. Want to create fingers, you can do that from there. The more edge loops we add, the more details it will get. We'll just leave it like that for now. I will have to add some edge loops here to be more precise. Just add one more. See how this comes out, and just pull this up a little bit. Select these two, scale them in. Okay, move it out. So that's the finger. Now what I have to do is I'll have to make some holes here and make some duplicates out of this. Select all these, deselect this. Okay, I'll extract the face from here, faces from here. I'll go to mesh and choose extract, reset, and say extract. So what happens is this finger becomes a separate object. Now what I can do is simply duplicate this, move it to the next place. Okay, make some slight tweaks. I'll scale it out a little just to show some difference between the two fingers. Control D again, move to the next place. Here I will make it a little smaller. Let's go to the front view, try to match up, make one more duplicate, pull it there, make it even smaller. Okay, so now we can just adjust these spacing. I'll select all these and do a center pivot, modify center pivot. So now okay, I'll place it there, place this next to that, place this just next to that. Okay, now I can just modify these vertex points to match up with them. Okay. That's good enough. You can see that these bottom areas are not matching up. We'll have to adjust some little things. Before attaching, we'll have to combine all of them to make it as one mesh. Mesh, combine. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll have to push this vertex point to somewhere here, to a center point between both of them. So what I can do is just select this, press V to point snap to this location. I can also use the merge vertex tool. So the choice is there. I can also choose merge vertex tool. Then click on this and drag it on there. I can do the same for this. That's easy actually, so we can just follow that. Merge vertex tool. I can press 4 to see. Okay, this one goes there. There are some minus mismatches. I think we can fix that later. I'll push this towards there, push this towards there, push this towards there, push this there. I think that's it. Let's do a little smooth and see how that looks. Press 3, select the object, come out of select, press 3. Okay, that's somewhat looking nice. When we add some more edge loops here, that will fix up these little issues that we have here. We'll have to make sure that the mesh is not actually intersecting with each other. There's still another small intersection. I can just pull this a little small. You can also make this a little smaller. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay, so once that much is completed, we can start modeling the thumb. Let me select all these edges, connect components, go to the top view, make some slight tweaks to get the shape come out from this area. So pull this a little forward, push these things in. You can actually push this forward, push this one also somewhere there, so that I can actually extrude the hand from this area. Pull this up. It's better to maintain as square shape as possible so that the extrude will come out nicely. I'll extrude from here. So that's for the thumb. I'll go ahead and add an edge loop in the middle. Connect components. I'll pull these up. Now we'll have to add two edge loops, one in the front and one in the back. We can use the offset edge loop tool. Click on this and drag it. We'll have to add two edge loops here. I'll choose the split insert edge loop tool. So let's see, one here and one here. I'll add one at this end. Now if you want to have more details, you can also add one here. Just pull it a little bit, scale it out. I'll double click here, pull it up. I'll select this and pull it slightly up. I can select all these faces that are coming down and scale them. Now since we don't have it in a straight axis, we will have to scale it in 2 axes. Smooth it out and see how that looks. And we'll have to tweak this board. Select all these faces. Pull it up. Okay, let's pull these faces up. I think I can add edge loop, one edge loop horizontally. We'll see. May not be needed. I think I'll just leave it like that. Choose these 2 faces, extrude, push it in, scale it in. I'll go ahead and center pivot that so that I can move the object a little inside. I'll scale all these corners so that I hope that we will get some little space that goes inside. Select these 2, select these 2 together, scale them in. I can also pull this vertex a little up. Press 3 so that gets the fingers done. I think I'll just pull these vertices up. Okay, so the more time we spend, the more better we can make it. I'll just leave it like that for now. I'll press insert key, bring the pivot point to the center. Insert key again. Now we can make a duplicate to the other side. Edit, duplicate special, choose instance, and mirror axis is Z. I'll hit duplicate, so we get the duplicate on the other side. So for this lecture we'll finish with that. Next lecture we'll see how we can model the head.